गणपतये नमः। ॐ सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। अखण्डमण्डलाकारम् व्याप्तं येन चराचरम् तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पादम् शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। Let us take in Shiva Shakti in 5 deep breaths. Om Shiva Shakti Om. 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 स्मरामि ललितावदनारविन्दम् बिम्बाधरं पृथुलमौक्तिक शोभिनासम् आकर्णदीर्घनयनं मणिकुण्डलाढ्यम् मन्दस्मितं मृगमदोज्ज्वलभालदेशम् प्रातर्भजामि ललिता भुजकल्पवल्ली रत्नाङ्गुलीयलसदङ्गुली पल्लवाढ्याम् माणिक्यहेमवलयाङ्गद शोभमानाम् पुण्ड्रेषु चाप कुसुमेषु सृणिदधानाम् प्रातर्नमामि ललिता चरणारविन्दम् भक्तेष्टदाननिरतम् भवसिन्धुपूतम् पद्मासनादिसुरनायक पूजनीयम् पद्माङ्कुश ध्वज सुदर्शन लाञ्छनाढ्यम् प्रातस्तुवे परशिवां ललितां भवानी त्रय्यन्तवेद्यविभवां करुणानवद्याम् विश्वस्य सृष्टिविलयस्थिति हेतुभूताम् विश्वेश्वरीं निगमवाङ्मनसातिदूरा प्रातर्वदामि ललिते तव पुण्यनाम कामेश्वरीति कमलेति महेश्वरीति श्रीशाम्भवीति जगतां जननी परेति वाग्देवतेति वचसा त्रिपुरेश्वरीति यश्लोकपञ्चकमिदं ललिताम्बिकायाः सौभाग्यदं सुललितं पठति प्रभाते तस्मै ददाति ललिता झटिति प्रसन्ना विद्यां श्रियं विमलसौख्यमनन्तकीर्तिम् Lalitha Panchakam, and it is Stotra, which is the inspirational divine outpour of our Shankaracharya, who has praised her, adored her, worshipped her as a whole being. Lalitha Panchaka. Panchaka is the one which has 5 verses, 5 shlokas in it. Lalita, who is Lalita? Lalitamba. She is the one who has transcended all worlds, all lokas. She has transcended all lokas. Yet, even though she is beyond all states of existence, she very sportively, gracefully, charmingly enters into the world. She gets involved in the world and does the whole work of the universe. bringing it in one order and making it work. So visualize that Lalitamba, one who is beyond all worlds, all lokas, that is, all states of existence. Yet, very sportively, charmingly, she carries herself very gracefully. And she shows her Leela as the whole manifestation. How does she do? By entering sportively. How is it possible to enter the whole manifestation? By keeping up her original state as Chidananda Rupi. So, what more we have to understand about Lalitamba, Mother Lalita, who is Mahatripura Sundari, Mahashodashi, who has all the 16 kalas, which are taking care of the whole manifestation. Who is she? How she manifested herself? For that, Shiva, the pure consciousness, has 5 powers in him. They are Chit, Ananda, Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. These are the 5 powers the consciousness, pure consciousness has, who is Shiva, who is always auspicious. So, when there was the first Spandana, when he realized, I am that self-illuminous spiritual being, that inert, pure consciousness became activated. And he transmitted all these 5 powers. Chit, consciousness, it is a power. Ananda, the bliss, also is another power, Shakti. Chit Shakti, Ananda Shakti. And then Ichha Shakti, the will power. And then Jnana Shakti, the power of knowledge. And then Kriya Shakti, the power of action, bringing it into action. So Shiva chiseled out these 5 powers from him and he transferred it to another independent being, which is Parashakti, Lalitamba. And he gave the power of attorney to run the whole universe to that Parashakti, who is Rajarajeshwari, Akhilandeshwari, Lalitamba. So how is she managing it? In turn, Lalitamba has transferred all the 5 Shaktis, Chit, Ananda, Ichha, Jnana, Kriya Shakti, to every being, living being. So we all have inherited these 5 Shaktis from Lalitamba, which was given to her by Shiva, the pure consciousness. So when she has transmitted all the 5 Shaktis to all the beings, we are able to carry on the life, the world. This itself is a whole world, the mind. Anthakarana. So now we can understand, if we have this understanding concept constantly in us, that I have these 5 powers given by Lalitamba, automatically we feel like surrendering to her, take more opportunity to draw all the 5 powers and run the life, run the world which I am creating for myself. All these 5 powers are very much needed to everyone. Shankaracharya has worshipped this Lalitamba, and he has come out with this stotra in such a way that it is very, very apt to sing it right in the morning. Pratah, that is early morning. The minute we wake up, the first thing is to recognize that Lalitamba is there in the form of all the 5 powers in me. I need all the 5 powers for every thought and every action I carry on in my daily routine as well, in every action. Starting from opening the eyes to wake up, to go to do the next action, which is getting out of the bed. Even that needs all the 5 Shaktis in us. Recognize it. All the 5. So when we need her so much, isn't it good that we recognize it, realize it, adore it, worship it? When we need that 5 Shaktis of Lalitamba, she is very much within, and she is interacting with us in every action. When we recognize it and realize it, when we become one with her, all the more the day will be enjoyable, because in every action we can see her presence, Lalitamba's presence. So that starts from the morning as soon as we wake up. So he says, Pratha smarami, Pratha bhajami, Pratha vadami, Pratha stuve. Like that, he's taking us through every stanza, how one can become one with Devi, how one can get connected with her to lead the whole day. So let us go through it in detail. Prathasmarami Lalita Vadanara Vindam. Right in the early morning, as soon as I wake up, Pratha Smarami, I remember. I bring Lalitamba into my notice in the mind. So I recognize, I realize, and I will remember Lalitamba. How is she? Lalita Vadanara Vindam. I remember the beautiful face of Devi, which is like the lotus face of Lalitamba. Bimbadharam. In that lotus face, I will remember the adhara, means the lips, which are resembling the bimba fruit, which is red in color. And that red is not stale red. It is fresh, charming red, the fruit, bimba fruit, that colored adhara, the lips. I will remember. Pruthula mauktika shobhi nasam. Nasam means the nose, which is decorated with, we can say that nose stud, or even the bulaku, they in olden days they used to wear it here also, where the mauktika, the pearl will be dangling. So Lalitamba is decorated herself with that mauktika, the pearl, which is pruthula, means large, or it is of great quality. Pruthula is large, big, which is highly respected, which is great, unique. So that pearl is of great quality. That I will remember. Akarna dirghanayanam. Her eyes are large and elongated, the shape which goes all the way to karna, that is the ears. So I will remember those eyes which are large and elongated all the way to the ear. Akarna dirghanayanam. Manikundaladhyam. Gem-studded, the ear studs, which are round in shape. Kundala means which is round. So she's wearing the ear studs, which are filled with different gems, which are shining. Mandasmitam, one who is having that mandasmita, the slight smile. The face is not serious or with anger, no other emotions. It is just slight, manda means slight smile. Mandasmitam. Mrugamadojjvala bhala desham. Bhala is the forehead. On the place of this forehead, bhala desha, she is having the mark, tilaka, done with kasturi, that is mrugamada, ujjvala, which is very, very bright. The musk, it will be dark in color and it is very shiny. That she is wearing as tilak. Now, what can we understand by this? Pratha smarami. Pratha, in the early morning, as soon as we wake up from what? From the deep sleep, isn't it? During deep sleep, sushupti, we are not aware of our body, our mind, who I am. So during that sushupti, deep sleep, we are totally ignorant about our own self. From deep sleep, it is physically deep sleep and also spiritually deep sleep, isn't it? When we are wrongly thinking or sticking to the notion that I am the body, I am the mind, it is not the eternal reality which is leading me to get more involved in the world. So it is like deep sleep, that deep ignorance is like sleeping off from knowing the eternal reality. So as soon as we wake up from the deep sleep, both physically and also spiritually, even emotionally, when we are away from Lalitamba, the eternal truth, it is another kind of sleep. So when we wake up from this sleep, that is the time which is pratha, the morning, early morning. Pratha smarami, I do remember. Remembering when we come out of the sleep. Pratha smarami. Whom do we remember? Lalitamba, who has the beautiful face as lotus. Just visualize right in the morning, as soon as you wake up, if you are able to get the vision of Devi Lalitamba's face, Vadanara Vinda, which is like lotus, which is beautiful, charming, how it would be. That is the first thing one can imagine. And that Vadanara Vinda of Lalitamba can be in different ways and different levels also. One can visualize, remember Lalitamba as having a beautiful face in a humanly form. That is one. Or one can remember Lalitamba's face as the whole nature, whole world manifestation, as her beautiful face right in the morning. Or Lalitamba's face also as Atma. That is another level. However we take, Lalitamba's face is like Aravinda, the lotus. Because lotus has its own unique qualities which are very divine. So we have discussed it so many times. Non-attachment, and even though it comes from the slush, it is always pure. The lotus flower is pure. Even the leaf will be pure. So it is good to remember that Vadanaravinda, Pratha Smarami. The minute I wake up, I will remember that beautiful face, which is reminding me to be like that lotus, to be like her Vadana. It is a great reminder to start the day. Bimbadharam, the lips are red. Here, the lips being red represents the prana shakti with so much of rajas in the lips, which we need for the creativity. Creativity is not the asset of artists or the poets or the orators. It's not that. Every being has to be creative even to do every action of the day. So we need that Rajoguna, every one of us, to get into that creation and also to carry on the day, to get involved in the actions of the day. We need that Rajoguna. We need that Prana Shakti. That by remembering her Bimbadhara, the red lips, like the Bimba fruit, I am rejuvenating my own self, my own being. Bimbadharam. Pruthula Mauktika Shobhinasam. And her nose is having that great quality pearl as ornament, the nose ring. So that nose ring, which is pearl-like, is not very harsh, but it is giving such graceful shine which is very pleasant, which attracts the mind. The shine of the pearl is so different from the shine, the radiance of the diamond, isn't it? So Devi is wearing that pearl, and that too on her nose. Why pearl, pearl? In Sanskrit, Mauktika, Mukta also means liberated, released, freed, loosened. So, the pearl will be in a shell. When it is inside, it is not called Mukta or Mauktika. When that shell opens up and the pearl comes out, then it is called pearl, which is liberated from the shell. Mukta, Mauktika, and its shine is so different. And that too, it is of great quality, Pruthula. So we can also understand how she is closely connected in the action of liberating the living beings. And thus, she is always in touch with Mukta, Mauktika, the two close to her nose, which is giving the prana shakti through inhale and exhale. So when we connect with her in this world, that Lalitamba, she is decorated with Pruthula Mauktika Shobhi Nasam. Akarna Dirgha Nayana. Akarna, all the way till the ear, her eyes are elongated. It is beautiful, no doubt. What is the other understanding? How is it going to make me rejuvenated right in the morning? Akarna Dirgha Nayana. Nayana is that which carries, guides, leads one towards something, towards the objects or towards the self. In all this, Nayana is very important. It is that which guides us, which manages, which leads, which gives meaning or bringing closer to, near. That is also Nayana. And if it is Akarna Dirgha, that means her glance is not having any obstruction at all. For us, when we look to the side, this portion is making us getting the closed view of the side. But if the eyes itself is till here, nothing is obstructing her glance. That means, poetically, it is telling that Devi has the glance which is far reaching. It is reaching everywhere. So, her Kripa Kataksha is there on the whole universe, on all beings, because it is far reaching. At the same time, no one can escape her far-reaching glance. So in the beginning itself, in the pratha, in the morning itself, if I realize that I'm always observed by Lalitamba, let me carry myself in such a way that Lalitamba is very happy and giving me the go sign for every action. So her full support will be there with me. in both the ways, it is helping us to remember that Akarna Dirgha Nayana, to get the confidence that Devi's Akarna Dirgha Nayana is there to take care of me. She is looking at me. She is showering her grace through her glance because it is far reaching. That gives me confidence. Secondly, because of that Akarna Dirghanayana, which is far reaching, I cannot escape that glance. So I cannot make any mistake in my actions, in my thoughts, in carrying on all the actions in the whole day. See how beautiful it is. Pratha Smarami. In the morning itself, I will visualize and I will remember. Smarami. Manikundaladhyam. One who is wearing the gem-studded, the kundala, the ear studs. Even those ear studs are telling us, no doubt it is really radiant ear studs. At the same time, it is also telling that being that kundala, everything is going in the cycle. Kala, Desha. So we are all bounded in that. So I will be carrying on my actions in coordinated way with those earrings, studs, which are kundala. Mandasmitam, be it a stranger, be it parents or kith and kin, friends, teacher, guru. The minute we see a smiling face, the mind, the heart, the whole physical body also relaxes and the tension is eased out. Isn't it? So, of all the people, of all the beings, if Lalitamba is having that Mandasmita, what else is needed in life? Nothing. Because that Mandasmita is so encouraging and it gives a great hope. Yes, she's there willingly to guide us, to help us, and to carry us in our whole day routine. Mandasmitam. Mrugamadojjvala bhala desham. So that musk of the deer is the dried secretion, which is having a very slight fragrance, which stays for a very long time. It has the fragrance. At the same time, when it is applied as tilaka, it also has that ujjvala, the radiance. That is one thing. Secondly, her Agnya Chakra is showing that radiance like as though it is the musk of the deer. So actually that musk is also used in Oriental medicine in China and other parts of that country for so many diseases like coma, for stroke, convulsion, heart diseases. And also it is anti-inflammatory and also neuroprotective, that musk. So applying the musk, especially to this Agnya Chakra, is helpful. So remembering, recalling, retaining Lalitamba right in the morning is important. Pratar bhajami Lalita Bhujakalpavallim. Pratar bhajami. I not only remembering her, I take her in. I receive her. I accept her. I share her within me. Bhaja, bhajami, bhajana. These are all taking a person in, accepting. So that means what? After remembering, recalling, retaining her, one has to accept her as part of us. That Lalitamba is part of me. That Lalitamba with all the 5 powers, she's very much part of me. See, that feeling itself makes the mind become so rejuvenated to get up and start the day beautifully. Pratar bhajami Lalita Bhujakalpavallim. One, Lalita, who is so graceful in the way she interacts in the world. And she is having the bhuja, all the whole arms are like the kalpavalli, like the wish-yielding creeper. It is beautiful, at the same time, it is wish-yielding. Raktanguliya lasat anguli pallavadhyam. Anguliya is the finger ring, which is rakta. It is red in color. That means it is ruby. It is having the gem ruby, and it is red. Again, giving the rejuvenating with rajoguna, the creative power. Anguliya lasat anguli, and she is wearing it on the finger, which is anguli means the fingers. And the anguli is very tender, like the small budding leaves. That means even the fingers are so beautiful, tender, soft, like the new leaves, the spring season leaves. Just then when it comes, the beauty of that leaf is very, very different. So on that type of fingers, she is wearing the red gems studded the rings. Manikya Hema Valayangada Shobhamana. And she is also wearing the bracelet or the bangle, which is golden, which is again gem studded. Pundrekshu Chapa, that is the sugar cane as the bow, Chapa. Kusuma Ishu. Kusuma Ishu means the flower-tipped arrow. Sruni, the gourd, she is having in her hands. This is the second one. So, whom are we taking in, accepting in, making that Lalita as part of us? It is Lalita Bhujakalpavalli. One can pass the day successfully with all actions being accomplished. It is possible only because of the presence of that Lalita Bhujakalpavalli. It is those arms, long arms, which are wish yielding. And it is that which is giving us that Ichha Shakti to prepare ourselves to carry on the actions. So, wish yielding Kalpavalli Bhuja, which are Lalita, which are very graceful. Raktanguliya Lasat Anguli Pallavadhyam. That symbolizes hope, progressing, because if the hands are very, very old or which are already ripened, done everything, what would be the feeling of a person when you see hand of an old person? Ayyo, how much this hand must have done the work. It needs some rest. It needs my help, isn't it? Whereas if you see a young child's hand, which is like tender leaf, wow, it is so beautiful. It is so tender. It has so much to do with these hands. I adore these hands. It has so much of power in it. It is progressing day by day to do many work, isn't it? That is how we feel. Here, Lalita, one who is taking care of the whole manifestation, is having that kind of Pallava Anguli. On that, she is having the ring which is radiating the Rajas with red color. So once again here, I would like to remind, she is not wearing externally the rings or the earrings or any other ornaments or even tilaka. She being the pure consciousness which is activated with 5 powers, the body is radiating the different hues, the colors in such a beautiful way, Lalita, that it looks like as though they are ornaments. So it is she who is radiating those gems color, like the golden bangle, that is the color which her hand is emitting. So I take in that bhajami, smarami, that Lalitamba. Manikya Hema Valayangada Shobhamana. Again, the bracelet which is shining with different colors. She is emitting those colors through bangle-like, bracelet-like ornament which is around her hands. Through that, she is energizing the beings and the whole manifestation. She being Lalitamba. Pundrekshu Chapa. Here, the sugarcane bow, which represents the whole mind faculty, the mind faculty that she is holding in her hands. And Kusuma Ishu, the arrows are also flower tipped. So, mind doesn't need the metallic arrow to take in or to get connected with the objects of the world. All the 5 senses, which are like the arrows, are getting connected with the outer world in such a beautiful way. Through eyes, if I use this arrow, the sight as the arrow, how am I using it? I'm using it in a beautiful way, as though it is flower tipped. When I'm hearing, even that is flower tipped arrow. Because of that, it is pleasant. So, like that, all the five senses are serving as the five arrows, flower tipped arrows, to the mind, which is the bow. And then Sruni. Sruni is the instrument which they use to provoke or stimulate the elephant, Sruni. That also she is having. Why is she having? She wants to stimulate all the living beings to carry on the actions. So she throws many situations in everyone's life. Those situations are like Sruni. So we should not get disturbed by the situations when it is not possible to bear it or face it. Oh, it is Lalitamba who is putting that Sruni on me. She's stimulating me, provoking me to take action. So it gives a positive aspect to see any situation in life and come up with a solution. So, Pundrekshu chapa kusumeshu sruni dadhanam. Dadhana means to hold in the hands. Pratar namami lalita charanara vindam. I bow down, I surrender to that Lalita and to her lotus-like feet. So, first I am remembering, recalling, retaining in my mind as Smarana, the first one. And then I'm making it part of me. Whatever I have recalled, retained, I'm making it part of my being. Bhajana. Now, I surrender to that. Whatever I have taken in Lalitamba, to that I will surrender. That means the mind will surrender to that Lalitamba who has established herself in every being. So Pratar Namami, that is surrendering the ego at her lotus feet, the feet which is readily showering, shedding, flowing the grace. Bhakteshta Dana Niratam, and those feet are totally engaged in accomplishing the Ishta, the desires of the Bhakta. Isn't it? For us to lead life in this whole world, we do need the guidance and the help and the grace of Lalitamba. In that process, she is engaged in making sure that whatever I am liking or desiring, which I want, Ichha, she fulfill it. Even when we take it for a sadhaka, I know the goal is to become one with that Lalitamba and go beyond. And even if I realize that the whole life and this samsara, this world, everything is illusory, momentary. It is like dream. In the dream, whatever I experience is worthless. All those things we might be thinking. Yet, while going through the dream has to be good, isn't it? If it is scary, horrifying dream, will I be happy with it? No. So in the same way, for Iha to live in this world, to lead the life in this world, which is like the dream world, it has to be good. For that, I need the guidance and the grace of Lalitamba, who is the reason for all this world to go the way it is going. So her feet are bhakteshta dana. It gives, she bestows all the desires being accomplished. And nirata means the feet are engaged in this karya, in this action. Bhava Sindhu Potam. Bhava Sindhu is samsara. Sindhu means ocean. The ocean of bhava means the existence in this physical world. Bhava Sindhu. Potam. Potam is the boat or a ship. In Sanskrit, it is called Pota. So her feet are like the boat to cross the ocean of existence in this physical world. Samsara Sagara. To cross that. Her feet are like the boat. That means what? She's taking care of the para as well, to get us across the samsara. Once she does that job, what are we? Where are we? What is it? That is the world of beyond. No more I will be in this iha. See, the same feet are taking care of both iha and para. Bhakteshta dana niratam. That ishta, desiring everything, comes only when we are in this physical world. Because that ishta, desire, is the very cause, it is the seed. Desire is the seed of this physical world's existence. In that, for me to be in this world, again, it is the desire which is making me to be in this world. So she makes sure that I get all the desires accomplished in this world. And also when I'm surrendering myself to her, namami, when I'm surrendering totally to her, she makes sure that she takes me across in the boat, which is her feet. So she's taking both. Padmasanadi Sura Nayaka Pujaniyam. Padmasana is Brahma, Chaturmukha Brahma, Adi, and etc. All other devatas as well. Suranayaka, the chief of all the devatas, is Indra. So they all come and worship her lotus feet because they also need her grace, her support, her blessings. Padmankusha Dhwaja Sudarshana Lanchanadhyam. And that feet, Padaravinda, Charanaravinda, is having Padma, the flower, lotus flower, Ankusha, another weapon, Dhwaja, the flag, Sudarshana Chakra, as the symbols, the marks on her feet. So now let us see what it is. Padma, lotus, Ankusha. We do need Padma. The lotus is telling how one has to behave in this world like a lotus flower. That is the ideal way to lead the life, like a lotus flower. That is one symbol. Ankusha, it is the hook. One has to have the wisdom, viveka, as the Ankusha to control the five senses and the mind, not to get hooked on to the world. So there is also another symbol which her feet are having. Dhwaja, the flag. The flag is the symbol of dharma, the symbol of recognition, honor. That is also needed for us to lead the proper life in this physical world. Sudarshana Chakra. That is also giving us as the reminder the whole world, the life, everything is changing and it is on the move, like the chakra. So all these things are there as lanchana, as mark, as a reminder for all of us. So when I surrender the ego mind to all these things which are there in the lotus feet, naturally it is a great guidance, confidence for us to lead the daily routine with good mind, positive approach towards everything in the day. Pratha smarami, pratha bhajami, pratha namami. Now the next one is prathasthuve parashivam lalitam bhavani. Prathasmaram stuve. Stuva is eulogize. Keep adoring, praising, keep recognizing loudly what her nature is. What are all the good things I am seeing in Devi Lalita? Stuti. Stuve. I sing, recite the stotra of Devi. So, what is the importance of this stuve? When I keep reciting the good qualities of Devi, all the qualities of Devi, naturally it fills the mind, it fills the heart, and it becomes so much part of me. And the mind, heart, buddhi, everything automatically surrenders to those qualities of Devi, and it becomes me. So it gives a kind of confidence, and also she becomes me, I become her, because the mind is constantly involved in stuve, in singing, reciting her greatness, magnificence, powers. Prathastve Parashivam. Whom are we singing, reciting about? Parashiva, the consciousness which is beyond and supreme. Parashiva, the very source of the whole manifestation world, the very source of my own whole being. That is she as Parashiva. And who has come into this world as Lalita. Sportively, she is coming and interacting in this world. So she is establishing that, oh child, the whole world, your body, mind, everything is given to you to experience this whole world as Leela, as game, as sport. Just play the game, play the drama as an actor. And finally, you recognize yourself as me. There's no difference between you and me. So, Lalita, being beyond all the worlds, yet she is involved in playing the game of the world. Lalita. So, Parashiva, the source, and Lalita, who is involved in it. And then Bhavani. Bhavani is the one who takes care of us and our Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. In all the three, Bhavani is the one who takes care of all the beings. Bhavani, I have explained it in many of my lectures. So if you see Parashiva, the source, Lalita, one who is connecting herself with the world, Bhavani as the first line worker. She is doing personally Srishti, Bhava, Ani, by infusing the life. As that is for the Srishti. Bhavani as wife of Shiva, activated consciousness. She's taking care of the sthiti of the whole being. And also Bhavani, one who takes us across the bhava, this physical existence. So look at the way Shankaracharya has adored her. Parashiva, Lalita, Bhavani. It is flowing in such a beautiful way. Trayanta Vedya Vibhavam. One who can be comprehended intellectually only through Vedanta, that is Upanishads. Trayanta. Trayanta means the anta, the last part of the Vedas, the three Vedas. They have not included the Atharvana, the other three Vedas. Trayanta is Vedanta. So through Vedanta, one can understand, get the comprehension of what the magnificence of the Devi is, who is Karuna, who is very compassionate, Anavadhya, without any black mark, without any mistake. She is perfect and pure, immaculate. So one can understand her. Intellectually, one can comprehend her only with the help of Upanishads. Vishwasya Srishti Vilaya Sthiti Hetu Bhutam. That Lalita, who is the Hetu Bhuta, the primary cause of the worlds, Vishwasya, the worlds, Srishti, the creation, Vilaya, dissolution, and also Sthiti, the preservation, the ongoing of the world. For all these things, for all the three of the world, she is the primary cause. Hetu Bhuta. Vidyeshwari, she is the Ishwari, the goddess of Vidya, the true, pure knowledge. Nigama Vang Manasa Ati Duram. She is far away from Nigama, all the Vedas, and Manasa, even through mind. She cannot be experienced or comprehended through the Vedas or through mind or through words. Vidyeshwari Nigama Vang Manasati Duram. So, here Shankaracharya is telling us how one has to understand her. Because she is the one who is having the signs, symbols on her feet, which are clearly are the instruments which are taking care of the factors of the whole world, like avidya, how it is working with projecting the things through the mind, or through veiling the truth, which is I am Atma, nothing else, I am Atma. That is veiled totally and projected so many things, objects around me. So all these things are the factors, kala, desha, karya, karana, bhava. They are all controlled by Lalita. All these things can be understood only intellectually by the seekers. And she is not available for any oratory words or through mind. One has to experience it. So let us see it in detail. Pradhastuve, stuve. When I start talking, remembering all the good things which I have received from her, being part of her, because smarana, bhajana, namana, stuva. Because of all these things, I am becoming closer and intimate with Lalitamba. And slowly I'm feeling her within myself. And I'm also getting into the path of becoming her. Saham. I am her. She is me. Stuve. That singing the stotra, that too right in the morning as soon as we wake up, has that power in it to make us become one with Lalitha Devi. Parashivam Lalitam Bhavani Trayanta Vedya Vibhavam. Her richness, prosperity, power, her grace, her karuna, compassion, and her purity, all these things can be understood only through Vedanta. Why Vedanta? In what way? All the three Vedas are giving us the guidance and the knowledge to understand how to go in the path of experiencing her from within and become part of her. So it is giving us that knowledge because it is multidimensional. Just like Devi is multidimensional, even the knowledge which is hidden in Vedas is multidimensional. But for that to be understood, all the great rishis, darshanikas, muni, they all have done the deep research in that multi-dimension, and they have put down their experiences, their research findings as Vedanta. So it is, Vedanta is more useful for us to understand, to go in the path of intellectually comprehend what the Devi is. It is only that Vedanta which has that power in it to transmit through words for us to understand intellectually, comprehend intellectually, visualize intellectually. So that is where it stops. Trayanta Vedya Vibhavam, then Karuna Anavadyam, that is Karuna Anavadya, who is pure, spotless purity is what she is. And that is how the whole manifestation is perfect and pure. Whatever we are experiencing is connected with that purity which is Lalitama. Vishwasya Srishti Vilaya Sthiti Hetu Bhutam. For this also, she is the reason, she is the primary cause of Srishti Sthiti Laya of this world. Why is she the cause? When we see it, there are different references which we can through which we can understand. For Shiva, the pure consciousness, for him to come out of that inertness, he needed a push, a kickstart from Devi, Shakti, isn't it? Only then he became activated consciousness to get involved as the partner of Shakti to run the universe. So even for him to understand I am self-illuminous, he needed that push, without which the world will not be activated. The beings, all of us will not be activated. It will be inert. So she is needed there. Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, he also says, the whole manifestation is my power. It is nothing but my innate nature, he says. Para Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. So there also, Shakti, Jiva is Para Prakriti. And everything else is Apara Prakriti. But that also, Krishna says, the whole thing is my power, Shakti, my Shakti. So there also she is the source, Hetu Bhuta. And in Vedantic view also when we see, mind or Anthakarana, Mano, Buddhi, Ahankara, Chitta, all the four will be the domain of Shakti. So even there, it is the mind which projects the world. The life is also projected, and it is Srishti Sthiti Laya of the life of the samsara. Everything is through the mind. which is the domain of Shakti. So she is also the source of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya there. And of course, Lalitamba is the five powers, which is the cause of the whole world. Just think, because we are having Chit, consciousness, Ananda, the bliss, happiness is the one which is carrying us every day to wake up in the morning. Otherwise, we won't have woken up. And then Icha Shakti, will should be there. Along with that, I have to have the jnana, the knowledge of my what that Icha is, how to carry on, how to make it happen. For that happening, Kriya Shakti is also needed. If we lose any one of these powers, the thing will not be accomplished at all. We need all the five powers. So even in that aspect, it is Devi who is taking care of Srishti, Sthiti, Laya of the manifestation. So, Vidyeshwari Nigama Vang Manasa Ati Duram. She is Vidyeshwari. Vidya is Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya, Shiva Jnana. She is Shiva Jnana Pradayini, Lalita Sahasranama. So she is the one who is Vidyeshwari. She is the epitome of all knowledge, Vidya, Lalitamba. Nigama Vang Manasa Ati Duram. No doubt, Vedanta will give us the taste of what that Lalitamba is through its research work, and intellectually we can comprehend. But that intellectual thing is also temporary, isn't it? Just because I know the words, through words, just because I know how to visualize, that is not the reality. That is not the real experience of Lalitamba. So, what is it then? Ati Dura, when she's so far away, means she cannot be experienced by the words, oratory words, or the knowledge which I am accumulating in my intellect. Then how to get it? Through Vedanta. Know the way to approach her. Follow the path of Vedanta, what it is telling us, what it is giving. As we keep progressing, Devi herself will make us realize and grow spiritually and become one with her. We do experience it. Only when we follow in the real sense. For example, if I keep on singing this Lalitha Panchakam in the morning, that itself is not enough. Smarami, I have to really visualize and make it happen in me. Bhajami, even that bhajana, I have to accept her, retain her. That I have to do it from within, not through reciting or through studying or listening or learning from someone. No. The real process happens within. And surrendering to that vision which I am having with the help of this Lalitha Panchaka, that is happening within. Stuve, I keep chanting it again and again, her praises. That is having the impact on my inner being. So I have to open up my Mano, Buddhi, Hankara, Chitta, for that to enter and occupy the whole being. So there is difference. Intellectually comprehending Lalitamba is one. Experiencing Lalitamba's presence in us through all the 5 powers which she is carrying, which comes through following the path which Shankaracharya is telling us through this 5 Panchakas. I will give you an example. I am in Kanyakumari. From there, I want to go to Delhi. If I keep on sitting in Kanyakumari and keep on telling, yes, I want to go to Delhi, I know what Delhi is. Will I be reaching there? I know everything. I know every station which I will be passing through. I also can explain at what time it reaches what station. But if I sit in Kanyakumari and keep on telling all these details, will I reach Delhi? No. Literally, I have to sit in the train, go through all the stations, and physically, mentally, emotionally, I will be moving towards Delhi station. Only then I can say, yes, I have reached Delhi station. If the mind is absent, if I don't recognize that it is Delhi station, even then I have not reached. Got it? It's the body which has reached. But the mind is somewhere else means I won't even recognize. Ayo, is it already Delhi station? So it makes no sense. In that way, this Lalitha Panchaka, we have to worship, adore, surrender physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Follow the steps what Shankaracharya is telling us. That will automatically, just like the train takes us automatically, I don't have to do anything, just sit in the train and I will be taken to Delhi. So I have to sit in the train. That sitting in the train is contemplating, meditating on Devi, as he has explained in the Panchaka. So, Pratar Vadami Lalite Tava Punya Nama. Pratar Vadami. In the morning, I will utter, I will recite the namas of Punya Namas, divine, sacred names of Devi. Because each Nama is a beautiful divine world by itself. So, right at home, right in your bedroom, the minute you wake up, and if you say those words, it has its effect on us. So, after surrendering totally, after praising her, Pratar Vadami Lalite, O Lalite, Lalitamba, who is so graceful, Tava Punya Nama, your divine names. Which are they? Kameshwari iti. Like Kameshwari, one who is the goddess of accomplishing all desires. Kameshwari. Isn't it? Kamaleti. Kamala. That is Lakshmi, the goddess of lotus. Maheshwariti, the supreme goddess. Supreme goddess. Maheshwariti. Sri Shambhaviti. Shambhavi. Shambhavi is the deity representing Prasadagnya. That is command of grace, Shambhavi. Shambhu is auspiciousness. One who is always involved in doing auspicious things. Shambhavi is the deity of that command of grace, who is auspicious. Another, that which leads to Shambhu. She is Shambhavi. Shambhaviti Jagatam Janani. She is the mother of the whole universe, and I am part of that universe. So naturally, she is my mother. And mothers always take care of the children. Isn't it? All mothers are good. All mothers are very, very caring, compassionate, loving. So they know how to bring up the child. So she being the Jagatam Janani, she is my mother too, and she will take care of me. Where is the necessity for me to feel left out? She is there to guide me as well. Pareti, para is the absolute. Absolute. Pareti, supreme absolute. That is what Lalitamba is. Shiva Shakti. Vagdevateti, Vagdevi. She is the goddess of speech, Saraswati. Isn't it? We need Ichha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. So Ichha, Parvati, Jnana, Saraswati, Kriya, Lakshmi. And all the three are there as one Lalitam, who are carrying Chidananda, Chit Ananda also with them. So Vagdevi iti Vachasa Tripureshwari iti. Tripureshwari means she is the goddess of all the Tripuras, the worlds created by Triputi, the triads, like three kalas. In each past kala is one world, Tripura. The present world is, present, my being in the present is different from when I think of the past. So we are entering into three different worlds altogether. Tripura, kala-wise or desha-wise. Triputi, there are different kinds of Triputi. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, they also are in three shariras. When we live in three different shariras, like when the consciousness is one with the physical body, it's a different world. My mind is totally into what this physical body is ruling my consciousness. In the same way, Sukshma Sharira and then Karana Sharira. So like that, she is Tripureshwari. She is the goddess of all the three Puras. So Vachasa, what is this Vachasa? By uttering. When we utter the namas loudly, it is not only rejuvenating my own self, but also it is rejuvenating in the listeners as well. Nagara Sankirtana. Why do they do it? Because it energizes the environment around, surrounding, and all beings around, not only human beings, all other animals, birds, they all will be rejuvenated because the namas itself are like mantra. The nama itself is mantra. So when that mantra is uttered, that sound is creating different vibrations in the whole surrounding. So pratar vadami vachasa. So this shloka is like Vishwarupa of our Devi Lalitamba Mahatripura Sundari, isn't it? It's beautiful. Yes, shloka panchakamidam Lalitambikayaha. Whoever recites this Panchaka of Lalitamba, Saubhagyadam Sulalitam Pathati Prabhate. Prabhate in the morning, just when the sun is rising. At that time, whoever recites it, they will be getting Tasmai Dadati Lalita. To them, Lalitha Devi gives, bestows, graces, jhatiti, at once, instantaneously. Prasanna, being very happy. Vidyam, she gives Vidya. Shriyam, the prosperity, the wealth. Vimala Saukhyam, the pleasures which are Vimala, without any without any black mark. The Saukya, the pleasure which a person will be experiencing is in a good way. Vimala Saukya. Ananta Kirtim, and extreme fame. Also, she bestows when this Panchaka, which is Saubhagyadam, which gives Saubhagya, it is very auspicious. It gives the auspiciousness. And Sulalitam, it is so beautiful like our Lalitamba. This shloka is also very beautiful. Lalita, like Lalitamba, Patati Prabhate. So this is one thing. What can we understand is, I really want to bring it to your notice. Normally, when we are adoring other deities, the order of they bestowing their grace will be different from what our Mahashodashi Lalitamba is bestowing. If you see, in this itself, Shankaracharya has made it very, very clear. Devi gives, Lalitamba gives, Vidya, the eternal knowledge first, what that truth is. That Vidya she gives. She makes us grow, expand our mind, understanding, and become the whole universe. Vidya. She gives that true knowledge, Vidya. And then she gives Shriyam, the wealth. Because once I know what the truth is about the whole universe, Ishwari, that Shiva Shakti is who I am as a Jivatma, when I know clearly where they stand, Shriyam, whatever wealth I'm attaining in this world, I will have the Viveka to use it in the proper way and in the right way, experience it. So Shriyam, Vimala Saukhyam, and also the right kind of pleasures also she gives. Because the person has already got the Vidya, the true knowledge, and then the prosperity, and then the Saukya is there. And because all these are going in the right way, naturally, Ananda Kirti, he gets endless fame. So everything is going in the right order. When we go to other deities, they give Ananta Kirti, Saukya, Shriya, Only when the sadhaka is ready to go up beyond these levels, probably if the mind is ready at the age of 60 or 70, okay, now let me think of going in this spiritual path, then we open the book, Vidya. But the time might be too late. So, what do we understand by this? Hang on to the feet of Devi Lalitamba, Mahatripura Sundari, Mahashodashi. She is the prime energy who is activated consciousness, under whom the whole manifestation is working. So it is catching hold of the president or the director of the whole huge company itself, not going through the steps. Lalitamba. So, yes. Even in the morning, if you have kept the names of Lalitamba to the daughters, when we call their names, just for a second, think, this name originally belongs to whom? And fill that name with life, energy, consciousness that speaks to itself, and it becomes part of us. And the life really changes when we have that intimate connection with Lalitama. So, don't know how much we have to do namaskara and thank Shankaracharya for giving us such beautiful stotras, which are really making us go in the right direction. And Shankaracharya's stotras, his works, will certainly help us to proceed further in our quest to find the goal. Isn't it? Om Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om. 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 Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti, Shiva Shakti Om.